there, viewers of High Television. A special good morning to you all. You are welcome to the Tuesday's edition of Press Brief this 15th day of October 2024. And for presentation, I'm attending Larry Kevin Tabot. We are deeply sorry for the little slight of late start, as we are here already to give you what the print sector in Cameroon and around the continent are saying. We'll be back in a jiffy. Once more, you are heartily welcome back to the program. If you are just joining us, you are on to Press Brief, and on this program we bring to you the latest happenings as reported by the print sector in Cameroon and around Africa. We start off with the national print from Cameroon, that is Cameroon Tribune. Cameroon Tribune for this Tuesday morning of the 15th day report on Cameroon-Chad relation. It says the breach of alliance. This follows the completion of the bridge there that links Cameroon and Chad. That's a big story you want to read on page 5 of page 15 to 18 on Cameroon Tribune for today. AFCON qualifiers 2025 in Morocco. Team Cameroon secures a spot in the biggest continental football jamboree, the African Cup of Nations, for next year. Site of Wood Products, it talks of Cameroon EU Accords near N. Get to read more on that said paper for today. An entrance into police colleges in Cameroon. 11 million CFA francs has been discovered as some used by some acquired by certain persons who has been promising people spots in the police colleges across Cameroon. Get to read more on that investigative report there on page 12 to 13 of Cameroon Tribune for today. From Cameroon Tribune, we move on to Le Messager for today. The paper of late Piyush Njawe reports of the extractive of mineral in the Kade in the East region. It says collusion, mafia collusion. That's a question the paper is asking for today, following this report done by that set paper regarding the extractive mineral in the Kade locality over there, as they cite the interim minister of mines and technology, Focalitus Gentry, and one of the members of parliament in that locality in collusion, mafia collusion towards that. You want to find details on that paper for today. And regarding the health and well-being of the President of the Republic, Kawala corrects Atanganji on his flexing of muscles on the media landscape in Cameroon, where he banned them not to discuss any discussion on the well-being or health of Mr. Pia. That is what you can find on the bottom page story of Le Messager for today. Emergence Quotidien for this morning talks of the poor quality of telecommunication services in Cameroon. The paper reports of the dysfunctionality. That's a question they are asking, if there is a dysfunctionality in the telecommunication sector in Cameroon, as reported by Quotidien Emergence for this morning. And in that said paper, the paper talks of 2025 to 2027 1,839 billion CFA francs for road infrastructures. This is the sum where the Ministry of Public Health is envisaging from the Cameroonian government. Football, Cameroon qualifies for the African Cup of Nations. That is what you can find on that said paper, following the lone goal scored by Boris Eno Takang. You want to find more on that said paper for today. The attacks in the far north region by Boko Haram insurgency talks of activity that is attacks still persist in that part of the nation. Loju for today, the paper of Hamad Mana talks of the Glencore affair. SNH put more pressure on the Special Criminal Court to probe on high functionals who are accused or in complicence with the corruption scandal between them and the British American British American oil company Glencore. Get to read more on that said paper for today. AFCON 2025 in Morocco, the indomitable lions of Cameroon secures a spot, and Bafusam. This humanitarian story on the bottom page story of Luju report of a man who commits suicide. Get to read details on that said paper for today. L'Avocat for today, that is the legal newspaper report of confidence. Paul Biya, his son Frank Biya. That is what you can find on that said paper of L'Avocat for today. And Serge Abuem elected as an Olympian. Get to read more on that paper for today. Glencore corruption scandal, mafia in the mafia process. Get to read details on that mafia process of the Glencore corruption scandal. Mita Seong for this morning talks of the import substitution policy of the head of state. He says the case of women, as the rural women celebrated the Rural Women Day recently. That was over the weekend, as it was championed by the Minister of Women's Affairs and the Promotion of the Family, Professor Marie-Therese Abena Ondoa. AFCON 2025, Team Cameroon secures a spot in that set football jamboree. And Sporting Sun for this morning talks of Guardiola could land England job in 2026. And AFC Marcel early option for Paul Pogba. New data rates Manchester United PL's biggest underachievers and hostages back home. Get to read more on the situation of Nigerian Super Eagles as reported by Sporting Sun for today. In that set, Sporting Sun, David Alabas Yamal return date uncertain as he too, the the Barcelona boy has sustained some injuries. Get to read more on that set paper for today. We cross over to Vanguard. Vanguard for this morning says how Libya held Eagles hostage in disused airport for 15 hours. You can find more on the situation of Nigerian national team in the football category yesterday in Libya airport. In that said, Vanguard, PDP crisis deepens, it says, as Damagok lets NYC invite security agencies. Get to read details on that said paper for today. Edo gubernatorial elections, the paper reports of files petitions at election tribunal. You want to find more on that paper for today. Teen Trust reports on International Day of the Girl Child. 16-year-old Isabel presides as speaker. And in that said paper, 36 outstanding Anambra students win awards. And we move away from that tabloid. We now take you to the Cameroonian papers. We resume now with the Cameroonian papers. We start off with we resume with the Guardian Post. The Guardian Post for this morning says financing growth. It talks of mitigating shocks, treasury reform sustaining Cameroon's economic resilience. In that said paper, still on the Guardian Post, it talks of 2025 AFCON qualifiers. Morocco, here we come. Kidnapping doubles in Northwest Southwest in 2023. Get to read that special report that was done by experts and provided for us by the Guardian Post for this day. My hospital, the health paper reports on the mental health situation in Cameroon. It says alcohol, drug, one of the most factors that cause mental health in Cameroon. This one is being made known by health experts on My Hospital newspaper for today. Pink October, that is the breast cancer awareness month. It says the case of the Douala Lakantini Hospital, who keeps on giving free services to women for men for breast cancer services in the month of October. That is dedicated in Cameroon and across the world as breast cancer month or Pink October. Moving forward with the environmental newspaper of Africa Environment, it talks of the failure of APV and FLEGT. It says Cameroon enters the EU failure development. Get to read more on that said paper for today on Africa Environment. For today, the report of the World Wild Fund for Fund, that is WWF, it says agents of the Agency of the ISG for Preservation of Biodiversity in Cameroon. Get to read more on that paper. For the quotidian Eco News for this morning talks of the public markets. It talks of the demarcation and ambition of reality makes clear according to that paper for today. And moving on to the occurrences in the aviation sector in the world, the paper reports of irregularities that has been recorded in major aviation companies. Get to read details on that publication for this day. We now take you to Alpha Echo report on the customs sector in Cameroon that has a deficit in the budget. You want to find more on that said paper of Alpha Echo for today. Public markets of the country, the paper talks of the modernity in the process. Get to read more on that modernity that has been put in place in order to, for the public markets to keep on getting better. And we now move on to the Ministry of Secondary Education headed by Nalova Lyonga. The paper reports on tuition fee and PTA dues. It says the Minister of Secondary Education, Nalova Lyonga, demands the reimbursement of excess funds received across certain government colleges. Get to read details on that publication for today. Quotidian Economy for this morning talks of Soporikam. It says Papa Madiwa Ndia demise the functions of the president of the board chair. You can find more on that said paper for today. And in that said publication, we move on to competition in the agri sector. Startup in the agri fetch keeps gets this competition challenge in 2024. Get to read more on that publication for this day. Quotidian Ecosanté, another health newspaper, reports on the universal health coverage. The paper reports of the challenges and opportunities in Cameroon regarding the universal health coverage as mentioned by Amy Balzer Boshek. Get to read more on that set health experts who came to Cameroon on this working session. Moving on to vaccination against poliomyelitis, it says the Lake Chad Basin and the Sahel region has been mobilized for total vaccination against poliomyelitis disease that has been predominantly visible in the northern regions of Cameroon. Moving on to the next publication for today, we now take you to Les Infos à Chaud. It's the last paper for today.